She was the funny friend, the not-so-serious, make-you-laugh when you're about to cry kind of friend. The friend who doesn't talk much about her parents or where she came from, and you know better than to ask kind of friend. The one who has a heart of gold but was smart enough to never let anyone hold it. She told stories like a stand-up comic at a dive bar, quick, biting, self-deprecating, and her trauma had punchlines. Her childhood was a sitcom with no laugh track. She was the friend who made light of everything because if she let herself feel the weight of just one thing, she knew she'd drown in it. She was the one you called when your boyfriend cheated, when your dad yelled at you, when you needed someone to say, "He's trash, let's get margaritas," or "I'll help you bury the body, just don't tell me where it is." She said things like that. You never knew if she was joking. She flirted with strangers like she had nothing to lose. She kissed boys she didn't care about, and slept with ones she cared about too much. She was the funny friend with the short skirt and the long list of secrets she kept tucked under her pillow. And you never noticed the way her hands shook when the room got too quiet, or how she avoided mirrors after midnight, or how she laughed a little too loud when someone reminded her of how happy she always seemed. She drank just enough to feel warm and numb, but not enough to be anyone's responsibility. She cracked jokes at funerals, wore red lipstick to therapy, and texted "I'm fine" like it was legally binding contract. She didn't cry in front of people, not because she didn't want to, but because no one ever stuck around long enough to see her crack. Because when the funny friend cries, it's not cute, it's not cinematic, it's unsettling, like watching a clown bleed. People loved her, but no one chose her. She was everyone's favorite background character in a coming-of-age story that was never hers, the comic relief in someone else's plot, the girl who made you feel lighter even when she was sinking. She made it look so easy to be okay that no one noticed when she wasn't, but no one ever asked what it cost her to be the light in everyone else's darkness. And I'm afraid that sometimes people forget that the funny friend has feelings too. Maybe life really wasn't that serious. Maybe it was all about the mess, the kind you swore you'd clean up tomorrow but never did. And maybe I should have listened louder when people told me it wasn't that deep, because it really never is that deep. Rejection, failure, embarrassment, heartbreak, like I'd never recover from a failed exam, a friend walking away, a "we need to talk" conversation that started with a sigh. All the things I thought would end me just ended up making me laugh later, or became stories I tell at 2 a.m. after too much wine and not enough self-control. Or maybe one day they'll become cautionary tales for my kids and then their kids. But what no one tells you is that life isn't made in those moments, not really. It's in the random Tuesday night drives with music way too loud and nowhere to go. It's in laughing so hard your stomach aches over absolutely nothing. It's in burnt toast, missed trains, inside jokes that no one else gets. It's crying in Target for reasons you can't explain and being comforted by someone who doesn't ask you to. It's in the way your favorite song always finds you when you need it the most. It's not in diplomas or dream jobs or curated Instagram feeds. It's in late-night phone calls, ugly birthday cakes, and a text that says "home safe." It's in the freckles you hated in middle school but now think make you look like summer. It's in the people who knew you when you didn't know yourself and stayed anyway. Because maybe life is just a collection of small forgettable moments that turn out to be not so forgettable after all. And maybe the point was never to have it all figured out, but to feel it all. The mess and the magic. And to realize eventually that the little things weren't little at all. They were everything. They were life. 7:00 a.m., my mom woke me up for elementary school. I told her I didn't feel good so I could stay in bed a little longer. She handed me a slice of an orange and told me it would make me feel better. I took the little piece of fruit and swallowed it. Mom was right. She usually tends to be. 3:00 p.m., I got off the bus crying because the boys bullied me in middle school. I sat at the table with my mom. She handed me a slice of an orange and I ate it and swallowed my tears. 11:45 p.m., I came stumbling home drunk after some stupid boy shattered my heart into pieces. My mom laid with me in my bed and consoled me. She asked if we could split an orange. I told her an orange couldn't fix this. She frowned and walked away. I would continue to lay in my bed just about all summer. School started, but I didn't get out of my bed. The days seemed to be painfully long and I became tired. A year went by and all I wanted to do was sleep. Mom was worried now. 7:00 a.m., I sat at the breakfast table for what I thought would be my last time. But then my sister turned to me and asked me if I could split her orange with her. With tear-filled eyes, I agreed. She followed up by asking me if I could drive her to school the next day. She said if I did, she would buy me Starbucks. All I could think about was tomorrow. There had to be a tomorrow. Maybe if I stayed a little longer and shared an orange with a person I loved, or took a hot shower, or read one more page of my book, then the world would feel like something I could hold. So I went to school the next day, with an orange in my backpack, and split it with my sister on the way home. I don't want to unlearn your favorite color and have someone new learn mine. I don't want to explain that it's pink, but not just any pink. Like, you know, the kind of pink that looks good on nails, but not on walls. I don't want someone to look at me like I'm crazy when you would know exactly what I mean. I don't want to retell old stories, the ones you knew like they were your own. Like how I chipped my tooth on a ring pop at 7, or how I still can't eat grape jelly because of one bad memory. And how sometimes I talk in my sleep. I don't want to turn my history into a resume for someone new, hoping they'll find the little quirks charming instead of strange. I don't want to laugh at someone else's jokes and wonder if you'd think they're funny, or catch myself reaching for a hand that stopped reaching back a long time ago. I don't want to hear a song we loved and have it belong to someone else. I want it to always be ours, even if we're not. I don't want to rewrite memories with someone else's handwriting like you were just a rough draft. I don't want to move on like love is something you outgrow, like shoes that just stopped fitting, because I still fit in us, even if you've already outgrown me. I don't want to unlearn your favorite color, and I certainly don't want to unlove you. It's first period on a Wednesday. My teacher calls attendance and gives me a double take when she realized I actually showed up today. The boy next to me won't stop shaking his leg, and the girl in front of me won't stop rattling her pencil case. I wonder if anyone around me is aware that I thought I wouldn't wake up this morning. But they aren't. Everyone's too self-absorbed in what's trending on Instagram and how to make low-calorie, no-carb, gluten-free pizza. To me, it seems like everyone else's biggest concern is whether the football team will win and who's in charge of the keg after. The girl in front of me gets straight A's and has cute little glasses. She doesn't have many friends. Actually, now that I think about it, she doesn't have friends at all. I wonder if she's ever stared at a birthday candle, wishing for things that seem so ordinary to many. A friend, a seat at a lunch table, a reason to believe she belongs. And the boy to my right chews on his pen cap, jaw clenched, eyes darting at the clock. I used to think he was impatient, bored, counting down the seconds until he could speed off in his dad's Mercedes. But now I wonder if he's counting how many hours until he has to go home. How many hours until the yelling starts, until fists fly, until he has to choose between locking the door or running. And then there's me, sitting here convinced I'm the only one drowning, that no one else feels like their own body's a prison, that no one else looks in the mirror and sees someone they don't recognize. But the truth is, this classroom is a graveyard of silent sufferers. We all wear our pain like invisible ink, only readable under the right light. We all think we're alone, but we're just alone together. No one talks about the nights spent crying in parked cars, or the scars hidden under sleeves, or the way silence can scream the loudest. And maybe if we did, maybe if I turned to the boy next to me and said, "Are you okay?" Maybe if I looked the girl in the eyes and told her she could sit with me at lunch, then none of us would feel so alone. Maybe we'd remember we are not the only ones suffering, we are just the only ones who admit it. And maybe the world wouldn't feel so cold if we stopped pretending we weren't all shivering. I had a dream last night. I got lunch with my best friend. She's got a cute little nose, 4 foot something in height and roughly 60 pounds. She's got a laugh that makes heads turn and big brown eyes, the kind of eyes you can't say no to, the kind of eyes that let her stay up past curfew and have ice cream before dinner. She told me she had a field trip coming up and that Mom and Dad were getting bad again. I told her to stop listening to them through the bedroom door and start humming her favorite song, which depends on the day, but is probably something from Justin Bieber's first album. I told her she should wear that glittery headband she likes, even if the other girls think it's lame, because one day she'd miss being unapologetically herself. She asked if it gets better. I said define better. She asked if boys get nicer. I choked on my sandwich. She asked if she'll still want to be a vet when she grows up. I said sort of, but she'll also want to be a writer, a waitress, and kind. And some days she'll want to be nothing at all. She asked why my hands shake when I hold my coffee. I said the world gets loud sometimes and it's hard to hold on to quiet things. She didn't get it, but she offered me her juice box anyways. She asked if I still cry sometimes. I said more than sometimes. She told me it's okay. That she hides in the bathroom too, sits on the edge of the tub and counts the tiles until Mom and Dad are done screaming over spilt milk. She said she had to go soon. Mom gets worried if she's gone too long. But before she left, she leaned in close and whispered, "You turned out okay, you know, even if you don't always feel like it." And just like that, she was gone, running off in light-up sneakers, arms out like airplane wings. I sat there for a minute, still holding her half of the sandwich, wondering if maybe the best friend I've been missing was me all along. And maybe, just maybe, we're both gonna be okay. Because I have to be. For her, for the girl who still hums through the walls and counts tiles on bathroom floors, and believes in glitter and grilled cheese and getting back up. I owe her softness, I owe her safety, and every time I choose to be kind to myself, it counts for both of us.